Capitalist and Jenkins.
No mistakes. That's what Lizard is asking.
Except with the gyro mid, basically. So they're in their element. It's the same thing. In this game, we're going to see if the Darkseer ban actually works out, if Centaur is a good replacement, and if the IO is more important than the Darkseer in this strategy.
It's certainly, no, there's no doubt, right, that the Centaur is going to be a worse version of the Darkseer. Right? It's just a question of how much worse it is.
Right, exactly.
Because IO is irreplaceable, right? There's no hero you can put in that does what IO does.
It's hard to think of one. It really is. They don't have the Oracle. They do have this Grimstroke this time as well. Nice pairings, though, with the Grimstroke.
Yeah, certainly. They pretty much said this is a more offensive version, right? A lot less save, but their damage output is really high because Centaur is a much more offensive hero with his burst damage that he comes into play. The Grimstroke Inkswell comboed with that. 7 Charlie having a bit of standoff right now as they're dropping each other's items, and well, the swinging is going to start. Charlie hoping that he's going to work set back into what is a setup from Misha and Era as they pop out. It was a bait all along, and the Sunstrike, it's not needed. Misha will take the kill instead. They won't get the bounty runes for it, though, as that was 3 for Ninjas in Pyjamas.
I wish I was looking at Seb's camera. I bet he had a big smile on his face for that.
Yeah.
That's a pretty hilarious way to feed First Blood. I don't know if you'd be too upset with that. You're just kind of trying to man up.
I'm surprised there wasn't any sort of all chatting.
Yeah.
You know, just like, I thought we were having a manly duel.
Yeah, really.
There was no honor to that situation whatsoever.
No, that was a core fight. That was a duel.
So as the panel was talking about pretty early on, Thompson is going to be playing in that mid lane matchup against Supreme Exort Invoker for him.
I do think this is such a cool concept to run this IO as a carry and then have a support in the lane that you can pair up with, and then have a mid that you can pair up with in the mid game. Like it just seems like OG believes that this is the thing. Like, this is just a broken thing, and if you can do it, I think they've had Wisp in all of their last, like, 7 or 8 games.
Yeah, and that's the thing I'm kind of pointing to, is that, like, they have so many, they're so fluent with IO at this point in time that they have a wealth of strategies to run with it, but they are IO strategies.
Yeah, and we were talking about that up in the green room. Maybe, you know, banning the Darkseer, I think that definitely was what made that last game look so hilariously them.
Yeah.
But with that being said, it's OG, and so they clearly are going to have more IO strats than they have Darkseer strats, I would say. But is it better? That's the question.
Yep.
Radiant's
and besides OG's shift in strategy, how do you feel like Ninjas in Pyjamas adjusted? Because obviously they had to guard. They left a lot of things left out in the pool, right? They banned the Darkseer, but they still had to guard against this strategy. How do you think they switched up from game 1 to game 2?
I like what you mentioned in the draft. Basically that they have this really solid team fight that's very difficult to run into. You can't just 5-man like maniacs into a Pangolier ult, into Invoker Cataclysm, into Phoenix Egg and Witch Doctor Stun. I mean, they have a lot of disruption basically for the 5-man. And so I guess we'll see if it pans out for them, because OG, they also have a lot of disruption, a lot of 5-man.
Yeah, I'm always a fan of the Pango into one of these IO matchups, and I'm sure Saberlight is too. After all, after yesterday's loss, he tweeted that, you know, it's just not the same playing off-lane heroes that aren't Pango. And so he's got his favorite back into play here, and we'll see if he can actually perform a bit better than the last few games, because I'll be honest, it's been disappointing performances from him so far, for me anyway.
He's had some rough times. I think there's a lot of pressure on him too, like Lizard was saying, to be the guy that's like running around and doing things on the map. So that can always make it kind of hit or miss.
Yep. You
can feed a lot if you're that guy that has to do the things. Life of an offlaner.
Sure, for sure, no doubt. But this is, you know what I always respond to that though, is that those sort of excuses, they work for people like you and me, the shitters, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Like,
every day.
When it comes to people who are aspiring to, win a TI, you got to be able to step up that performance every single time.
True.
You got to be able to keep those bad games to an absolute minimum.
Yeah, very little room for error when you're playing against two-time TI winners. I mean, it doesn't get much harder than that.
Certainly not.
They didn't beat OpenAI, though.
That's true. Neither did I. Toxa. It's a little bit of angst while stunned, but he's got to be careful of this combo of stuns from the Sven Witch Doctor. He grabbed this Witch Doctor with an intention to be able to counter the big, bad, tanky off-lane Centaur, but it didn't seem to be working that well. It's actually Charlie who's more threatened and ends up dying in this top lane.
Fogg mentioned it on the panel. Just this raw damage that comes out from the new Goof Stomp, as well as Double Edge. It's a bit different of a way of playing Centaur than playing with the Aura like people used to. But boy, do you do damage! Like, he is a kill hero again, for sure. You want to combo him with something like a Grimstroke.
Yeah, he's no longer that guy who, thanks to Retaliate, like dominates a laning phase and then takes your tower really early. He's looking to kill.
Yeah.
And he's very likely going to be looking to grab a Blink Dagger at some point in time. We'll see how early he actually chooses to go for it. But it feels like that is absolutely necessary on the new Centaur, whereas before you can go a lot of team fight items and just kind of roll up at people.
It does, and I also think that this patch is just played a little bit faster too, with regards to running around early and fighting and defending towers. Like, we've seen the rotation to the mid tower in basically every single game before 10 minutes. So yeah, definitely the Blink Dagger is a big item whenever you want to fight early.
Thompson has a ton of CS. That's because he's playing very efficient jungle, and so if we were probably to look at the net worth, I guess he'd still be top, but he's actually not. I thought he was going to be probably neck and neck with the Invoker, but no.
The jungle creeps are pretty bad, I guess.
Yeah, he's been getting a lot of golems in Satyr camps.
Yep.
No Tail does manage to get these stacks of silence, but Saberlight, he's not backing down from the fight, and if he keeps getting lucky on those Lucky Shot procs, he might be able to just keep going. Seb gonna be hit by the Sunstrike. Was that the Sunstrike? Either way, the Maledict looks like it may take him out from that last hit. Oh, Raindrop came in for the second tick, but that last one brought him down to 20
so close.
They'd gotten one more swing in from somebody. That certainly would have been his death.
Max Black with an Arcane Rune. He's a happy boy.
Yeah. Even though the Invoker is top net worth, everybody else is looking real good on the opposing side. Top lane, nice rotation coming in from Era, and a good opportunity to kill both of the heroes in the offlane here. But Zeb with a nice stomp. This Sunstrike, it is going to land. The Fire Spirits, though, he had a stick charge. It's not enough, though. Stormhammer comes in, and Charlie manages to get the double kill. They leave Saberlight alone, and he's chased out a lane, so they'll have to try and fix this. They don't want to lose this tower too early.
The aggression from OG here.
Yeah, it's going to be countered by the aggression from Ninjas the Pyjamas. They know that OG, sitting in position behind a tier 1 offlane tower leads you exposed to a gank, but it didn't really connect from Ninjas the Pyjamas.
Man, they're so good at playing these heroes together. Like, just the save from No Tail there, and then mid one runs into the trees and tethers out. Like, that was 4 heroes, right? With the Invoker rotating, and they survived that like it's nothing. Behind the tier 1 tower as 2 heroes. Very nice.
You see Ninjas the Pyjamas, their game plan is definitely, they've gotten 2 cores in the side lanes that can at some point in time feel okay being left alone. Of Charlie, he's not feeling so okay right now. He knows he's dead because mid one's relocating in. He was just hoping he'd get the kill, and Supreme clips him just perfectly enough that the IO didn't tank up the Sunstrike damage with him. Meanwhile, they do manage to kill No-Tail while he was left alone. Mid one was a way to play.
Supreme is popping off this game, man.
Yeah.
If he can get that early eggs, get that Cataclysm out, that's enough damage, you know? I think, I believe in the Supreme Invoker.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
It's very farmed. Just Drums Rush, no boots, nothing. Doesn't need them. Just stats.
as he knows there is a gank lying in wait thanks to his high ground ward there on the right-hand side. God strength being popped here just to kill Saksa real quickly.
Radiant's bottom tower
Won't be able to do much past that, though.
Really difficult to sit in this lane with almost any hero, really. You know, Witch Doctor Sven, it's like just between their moves alone, they have enough damage to kill most heroes. But look at this.
Seb has to back away. He's got no tail, though, to help him out. And sure enough, it looks like he's going to be rushing the Blink Dagger first. No early hood pickup, or maybe full out pint that Phonic Shields. Ooh. A little close there, Sunstrike. He tried to snipe him again, but Seb, he was hugging No Tail. He's like, please save me, bro.
Third time's a charm. Not even going for a bracer, just straight into the blink. Thinks it's that important to get it early.
Yeah. Two to 6 ninjas and pajamas. And I guess we could be better laning phase unless this set up. What a nice double stun combination. Charlie's still taking up to survive though. And so it wasn't the big kill on the carry that they were really hoping for.
I think it's about the right time that Arrow rotates up to this lane. I think as soon as No Tail shows up. And Thompson, he's not winning the farm game, but he's winning the XP game.
Dire's bottom tower
Almost level 11.
Look at him. Very efficiently getting all of those double damage flat cannon shots on a Supreme. I'm not sure how much it'll matter because Thompson isn't really sitting in lane anyway. He's just sweeping back and forth from the right-hand side to the left-hand side, just clearing through neutral camps and occasionally getting a creep wave that pushes in.
Could you imagine being mid one and you finally, like, you get to go back from the horrible off-lane position to a core position to carry, and then you're just on Wisp every game, and, like, Thompson's the real carry? Fun?
It's the you know, the yes dear meme.
I don't know that one.
All right, well, I'm not gonna go into that one.
It's like a husband and wife.
Saberlight sitting up here on the high ground. Oh, missing his swashbuckle. He had his ultimate ready to go too, but I guess he would have thought he was maybe gonna be diving a bit. Saksa, well, he's immediately gone on by Charlie, but multiple TVs coming in from OG. Fortunately, this whole line doesn't really last to anybody else. So Charlie's just gonna go straight up for TP out. It's gonna be a close call, but the magic damage is too much for him to handle. Would be Malt Seb. He gets taken out on the other side of things. Saberlight, though, is gonna roll out of his Rolling Thunder soon. They got more heroes closing in. The Invoker is rotated from that mid lane to try and sandwich. A lot of Thompson here. Still looking to be able to chase down Misha. Throws out and hides away in the trees, trying to get away from this rocket barrage as best he can. Now Saberlight trying to help out here. Yes, their support is dead, but if Supreme can actually get this kill onto Thompson, it'd be well worth it. With the help of the Phoenix Egg, it's looking like they should be able to get it. Thompson, he actually did a nice play there in turning around and trying to kill Saberlight, knowing he was dead anyway. Unfortunately, his damage just came a bit shy. No Tail, removing one of those fire spirits, will stay alive. He'll be okay here.
Yeah, Thompson doesn't seem like a runaway kind of guy to me. It's like he just engages in Mortal Kombat, and it's you or him. It's kill or be killed.
And sometimes it's both.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
And I think Thompson's usually happy with that.
Oh, yeah.
That might be the height of experience for him.
Come on,
I killed someone and I died.
middle tower is under attack.
All he wants is death.
I mean, at this point, how could he not?
He just used his tether, so mid one is a little bit of an awkward position. He has to actually break the tether to make sure he doesn't get paralyzing cast comboed. It did cost the Stampede to come out from Seb, just to make 100% sure he was going to be okay there.
God, he's got so much effective HP at 12 minutes.
Yeah. And you know what's really annoying about both their cores, too, is that they're so fast in this game. Like, you just, if you don't have Stampede still, Io and Gyrocopter, they're some pretty fast cores.
Yeah.
They move around the map very quickly, so it's gonna be tough for Ninjas and Pajamas at times to stick onto them. Supreme gonna be caught here by Seth. Blink in, stun with the Inkswell. They just such a potent combo combo with these blink stunners. As you can see, they didn't even need the extra stun. If he had like 1,000 more HP, he probably still would have died.
Yeah, I think that's also just the utter most important hero.
Oh, he was trying to go for the Rolling Thunder, but that was right as Zeb chose to jump in, make his initiation, and make himself loud and proud in mid lane, take that mid-tier 1 tower. That is all important for OG.
Is under attack.
Meanwhile,
Dire's top tower.
where's Thompson at? He's just farming away on the top lane.
Tower is under attack.
But a good time up here. It's quiet for Thompson.
It's funny because it's like he's playing the gyrocopter in the IO gyro combo, except for he doesn't have the relocate.
He's alone.
Yeah, he's totally alone. Like, I expected Ninjas the Pyjamas to make more conceited effort to smoke up and try and gank Thompson while he's farming up all those camps in mid lane. But maybe they're too afraid of, like, the counter rotate in from the IO or something.
Yeah, the relocate and, you know, where's the Abaddon at? And
yeah.
so forth. They also don't have the greatest ganking heroes.
For sure. No.
You would need, like, who's your best setup? It's your carry. It's a Sven, right? I mean, Invoker, Quas Exort's not particularly good.
Yeah.
Cask? That sounds rough.
If you can get Cask and then maybe the follow-up of Rolling Thunder, then it'd be okay. But you're right. It has to be a core.
Yeah.
It has to rotate out. And, well, it's a little difficult to do that while going unnoticed. Especially in this day and age of Dota 2.
People are pretty fast. I think you're okay if you're NIP with going late. Like, it's hard to tell because you have this super strange draft from OG. Maybe it's a little less strange because they've been running it for the past 2 days. But, you know, this is not something people are super practiced against. But I still feel like if you're NIP, you kind of feel like you have the late game if it goes there. You have Invoker and you have a Sven. These are some hyper carry late game heroes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not against playing on your own side of the map and farming, as long as it's not going horribly, which...
Yeah, 4,000 net worth lead for OG is a pretty significant amount for 16 minutes in, but it could be worse.
Yeah, for sure.
Aetherland's complete for Saxa, a missed gank there in the bottom lane, and Saberlight quickly got out of there. Heads to the mid lane, trying to complete his blast. We've got Echo Saber into BKB for the Sven. You think he goes an Aghanim Scepter in this game to try and keep up with these really mobile heroes?
I think you have to. I think you have to. I don't see how you're going to ever kill somebody with an Abaddon behind if you don't have an Aghanim Scepter to engage and re-engage and re-engage.
Did you mention that? This is the first time I'm seeing it. He's building into a Hanamitis on that Centaur.
You know, I can get behind that. I can get behind that. I mean, once you have the Blink Dagger, if you feel like you already have enough sustain, what do you really need on center? You don't buy a BKB, you know? You don't buy a Force Staff. Like, really, all you need is the Blink.
That silence on a Saberlight. It may spell his doom here as Zeb comes in. That potent amount of damage, man. It is destroying Saberlight. And once again, I hate to say it, but he's having a rough one right now.
Yeah.
Last few times he's trying to get off the Rolling Thunder, he's just been a bit too slow. OG, they've been playing nice and fast as they move around the map, go from one kill to another. Is they're going to be able to catch Misha here? Supreme is somewhere in the location. No, he's not. He TP'd out to the other side of the map. He's like, nope, nope, nope. We are playing a game of hide and seek at this point in time, where they're going to try and hide their cores around the map to get farm, and I guess it's going to be some supports dying around the map.
So there are two heroes without boots in this game. One of them doesn't have boots because they can't afford it.
Yeah.
And the other one doesn't have boots because they don't need it. Let's see, did I get that right?
The beauty of Io.
Two heroes. Yeah, poor Witch Doctor. Poor Witch Doctor. Like, literally poor. Like, he's very poor.
Very, very literally
yes,
poor.
As literal as it gets.
Does he have a win lace at least?
He does. He does.
I love that so much. Because it means he's got the shoelaces, but not the shoes.
That's
sad.
That's kind of sick. That's kind of... That's, yeah. Oh.
It's a little perverse if you were to laugh at him like that. But
I think there's a bit of a sick perversion there, for sure. To quote CCNC.
Well, he wouldn't be talking about this Pango anyway.
No. Let's not get into NA Dota here.
get the kill, but he's in a nasty, stinky, unwinnable situation. He's surrounded by 4 heroes. Ninjas and Pyjamas, they finally get some real blood out there, and they're going to push forward for a little bit more. They've got the God Strength still up. Let's see if they can take a tier 1 mid tower, or if OG with a glyph and a couple of heroes can still defend it. Seb. Yeah, he's feeling good, ready to go. He's got 1,800 HP, so yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe he does have enough sustain.
The hero's good with levels. You know, you want to get that high level in the ultimate.
Yeah.
Late game talent's pretty nice. Get that extra double edge damage. That's pretty good. Seb's actually been doing this in his pubs. He's been going Midas on a lot of offlaners. Like on Brew, he'll go double bracer into Midas every single game.
Yeah.
Night Stalker as well. So I don't see it as being that different from a Centaur. Like he just seems to think that this item is really good on, especially on heroes, of course, that just need the levels.
Yeah.
That really need items.
Okay, so they saw a bunch of heroes rotate up to top. They think maybe they can fight here, and then they kind of see Thompson in his full form. Realize, wait a minute, that man's got a BKB. Retreats, but it's too late. Thompson, he's already closed that gap, and now Seb is here as well with the rest of the team. The Soulbine's going to go out, catching even more heroes. And now Ninjas and Pyjamas, they're going to have to fight around the Supernova. But the Supernova, it'll be dealt with so quickly with that hand of Midas Centaur. Tornado comes through, collected a couple of heroes, man, and that Death Ward with the Maledict that was already up on Thompson, doing quite a large amount of work there. But all it does is force them back. It doesn't actually get any important kills. They killed Saksa, but that's going to be it. Meanwhile, they've lost 4, and maybe a 5th is Supreme. Still has the dust on him. Can't have anything to get Bo here to be able to get out. Stuck in a hole, but no way to survive. That's a team wipe there. 1 for 5 exchange to the favor of OG.
I gotta say, having an Abandon on your team and an IO.
An Abandon?
It was the guy in the horse.
I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Having both of these heroes on your team, it's great when you have Thompson on your team, right? This guy's just going to run in no matter what. Whether he's dead or alive, he doesn't care. And you can just keep him alive and have this insane amount of aggression. The guy's like rank 200, rank 300 in pubs right now. Not very good, right? But that's because he's just so aggressive no matter what. And people in pubs, they're not good enough to support him. They're not good enough to play with Thompson. But No Tail, mid 1, of course. These players know how he plays.
I don't like you putting that opinion that you can be too good for your pub teammates.
Well, how do you explain that?
I don't like you putting that out into the ether.
How do you explain this guy? He's 3-17 or 17-3 every single game.
He's also playing a lot of crazy stuff, right? And I think that's one of the crazy, like, what I love about OG is that a lot of these drafts come together because it feels like they always are experimenting, whether it's Thompson individually by himself or the team as a whole. Probably, I have no doubt that like scrimming against them is probably just like a bit of a mind screw in itself every single time, because there's probably some really terrible stuff they come up with that doesn't work that we never get to see.
Yeah, definitely. I like what Lizard said on the panel. Like he'd be shell shocked after the first game. I totally agree. I don't know what to think about.
Yeah, you said you were speechless.
I was. I'm trying to think of things.
I like this. Well done by Ninjas the Pyjamas. 3-man smoke. They've been pressured so much. They've been keeping most of their cores off map a lot of the times. That the OG, they don't really have a whole lot to signal. But hey, some people are missing, and they could be doing Roshan right now. Now, we might get Saberline here. So he's going to get off the Rolling Thunder. Do they have any physical damage enough to finish him off? Doesn't look like it. So he'll actually be fine. Even TPs. Just to make sure he's okay.
Nice little bit of space creation there for his team to take Roche. Like when he plays aggressive like that, it makes it very not obvious that there's a Roche happening. It's like, okay, well, there's got to be people behind him, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Very good stuff from Saberline. He's really brought it back.
That one play?
No, he did some good stuff before that. Come on, I'm giving him credit. Every time he gets the wall off, it looks good. When he doesn't, true. It looks bad. It's hard to play against Grimstroke. That's one of the more annoying heroes for Pango.
Absolutely. That is a hero.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
BKB for Supreme. So we are beginning to get our bigger, or like our first step of team fight items, where it's like, okay, we're getting the items so we can actually fight back against OG. We'll see whether or not they can actually win that fight, though, as Seb is able to use the Stampede to get out. Supreme, another missed tornado from him. It's a bit awkward. And Seb tips him for it.
Are you serious?
Radiant's bottom tower
You won a
is under
TI and you're tipping something in Dota Plus? Where's the Battle Pass? That was a Dota Plus tip. Peasants tip with Dota Plus.
Dire's middle tower
At least give
is
them
under
Battle
attack.
Pass points.
Take your word for it. Relocate in. Charlie, though, oh, he thought he was just going to be able to TP out. He doesn't have his BKB up yet, so he doesn't have a good option to be able to get away. See Era there doing some cutting of the creep wave a little bit, trying to pull him back, but OG going to try and resume their stranglehold on Ninjas of Pyjamas, despite the fact that it was Nip who just recently took Roshan.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, that was one of those like Hail Mary play from behind Roshans where it doesn't really make it so that you can fight. It's just that OG can't take it. It gives you that little bit of a gold boost, and you know, it is on Supreme. It gives you a get out of jail free card for him. If he dies once or twice, I mean, he's the saving grace in this game. So that wouldn't be good.
Zooming around, not caring, not giving a damn, all by himself pretty much, because he knows thanks to the BKB, there's not really a whole lot they can do against him. He'll time his TP with the ending of the BKB nicely. And now he's got 30 movement speed, so he's going to be doing that same exact thing, but even faster.
You're totally right about how he's playing like he has an IO behind him, but he doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, he's just split pushing on his own.
Yeah.
And instead of relocating out, he just BKB TPs.
He just uses his movement speed. Initially, it was his movement speed, because he's like, okay, I can outrun Rolling Thunder. Like, I have enough mobility to dodge it, right?
Yep.
And then now he's got a BKB, so it's like, well, once they put any real disables on me, I can deal with that as well. The BKB still on cooldown for now. He's going to get the 22 EMP follow of the rest of his team. It's a little bit too far away. They're going to bounce back in, but they snatch the soul mine on Speed Poker with the Panko, so they completely neutralize him, get the homing missile stun afterwards, and this is going to be a comeback here for Speed Poker. What can he do with the second life? He's going to pop his BKB, but that poor Sven, man, he just gets eaten alive by Thompson. A really nice ice wall, but Thompson zooms out of it pretty quickly, and now he's got his BKB upset. He's trying to put a halt to Supreme's retreat there. Look at him go, man. He's catching up to Era. No, please, the Icarus dive. Surely he's going to give me enough distance, but it won't. Thompson's a shark, and he'll hunt down these kills wherever he smells the blood to do so. If it comes all the way to the end of your fountain, he'll take it, maybe even in the fountain. Of course he will. Thompson, calm down. What are you doing, you mad lad? Get out of there with the BKB TP. Once again, he'll be fine. They don't have any stops to these things.
I'll take that.
This is a total alpha Chad move. He didn't need to try and do that. A kill on Misha does nothing for OG. That's just another BKB charge, but god damn it, Thompson will assert his dominance over anyone who challenges his reign.
I don't even know what to say. Is this Dota? What? It's just psychological warfare.
Yeah,
like this is cyberbullying.
1000%.
You can't do this. It's 2020. You can't cyberbully people. My God, he survived.
Yeah, of course he did, because he's Thompson, man.
Radiant's
There were
top
3
tower is under
heroes.
attack.
I mean, I actually can't believe he actually took fountain shots.
And survived, right? This is a buffed fountain. This is a 7.27C fountain.
Yeah, it's an Ursa fountain, you know? It's got
It
the
is.
Fury swipes on Misha. Kind of pops his head out. So, okay, the relocate's coming, and Saberlight says it's time to go. He does have Soul Bind on him. He'll steer it away from the Invoker to make sure he's not halted in place. Can the rest of the team actually get out there? He's still TPing. Oh, no, Supreme! That TP, I think that was a long one. He's going to pop his BKB. Deafening Blast will actually help him survive here. So it's just a BKB charge, but still, that was a little too close for comfort.
Yeah, if there's any follow-up there, he just dies and the game is basically over. And once again, he is absolutely the saving grace in this game. Charlie does not have the net worth to do anything. He's almost doubled in net worth by Thompson. You don't even need to worry about matchups. Like, who does Sven counter? It doesn't matter when it comes to an 8k gold lead on the enemy carry. Well, effectively the enemy carry.
Let me just say, I hope to ever in my life be as confident as Thompson in Dota games, man.
was born with like a mutation. He's got some like extra brain compartment that we don't have access to, or he's missing one.
Oh yeah, maybe he's missing fear.
I think so. I think that's legitimately.
He just doesn't know fear.
I mean, he doesn't look afraid. I've never looked at him and seen fear in his eyes.
Yeah, first TI shows up. He didn't look nervous.
He doesn't. He's either smiling or no expression whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just while owning people in their fountain. I don't know if I should be worried or impressed.
I think we're describing him too much like a psychopath.
No.
We
Listen,
do see him laugh.
I'm not trying to go down the psychopath route here, okay? And I realize the phrasing matters.
Are scanning.
I threw in the little. He smiles.
Yeah.
I don't think psychopaths do that. Doesn't look fake when he smiles. He enjoys Dota.
Yeah. As do all of OG, because they're always having a good time when they're playing Dota, man. I bet everybody was getting the cake out of Thompson, diving into the fountain like that.
I can't wait for that replay of their faces.
Oh, yeah. I want to see them. For
Dire's
sure.
top tower is under attack.
It's so
Radiant's
difficult for
bottom
NIP
tower
right now.
Is under attack.
And the thing is, Sven's not a hero you can get a rapier on. If you had a Terrorblade or a Medusa or, one of these typical
Dire's
Agi
top
carries,
tower has
it's like,
fallen.
you get a rapier.
Yeah.
He might be able to carry the game, but he's not particularly great with a rapier.
Yeah.
Just gets kited. You're going to get kited, then lose it, but...
You've got your own, damage steroid. The biggest problem is actually getting the damage onto people.
True.
And OG, well, they're just controlling the map. We've got a 14,000 net worth lead, and it's growing all the time because in the Pyjamas, they very rarely hold a whole lot of real estate. No tail. Dropping some sprays on the ground while dodging tornadoes. Misha is going to be able to get the paralyzing pass. It's not going to land for very long. A missed initiation there from Seb. Is trying to blindly catch Charlie. Charlie pops Scott strength. They're chasing after the angle right now. Seb is pushing away, but they still manage to finish off that team fighter. Look at the damage coming out from Thompson, man. Charlie, it just looks like he's being ignored. Is now the Supernova's going to be done with by the Gyrocopter. Charlie, it finally falls as he couldn't even kill mid-one. Supreme looking to finish him off with the tornado. The ice wall, but no, the heals come in from No Tail. That is an ultra kill for the Chaz Sun, and they didn't kill anything. Look, they're all ending on mid-one. This is just sad at this point in time. This is cyberbullying.
Give him a rampage. Oh, those are some good teammates. Those are some great teammates.
I'll shout out for Ninjas the Pyjamas for giving him the rampage as well. That was a fun series, no doubt, but that was a bit of a stomp, man.
That was a stomp.
Yeah, OG just